So, I am still, how's the best way to put it? I'm still 50-50 on where I stand with this game. I love TEW, and honestly, I think I always will. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not in the position with TEW to go back to how things were, 2 years ago, where I would play this day in and day out, every step of the way, and spend 8 hours on this game. It's just because a couple of months ago, I got burnt out. A couple months ago, I got burnt out on this game. And I just didn't want to play the game anymore. So it is realistic to say that, things change. But I think I will, as long as time is there, I will always give this game the time of day. If that makes any sense. But I think doing it at my own pace is the right way to do it. Because also, it's giving me the opportunity to fixate on certain things and be like, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do that. Now I want to do this. And, take it slow. To act all high and mighty. Well, we will make them regret it. The tag team title match is set for the next pay-per-view or the next big event. It is Deadly Game, Blackjack, and Ace McQueen against the Streets of Rage. Honestly, Mickey, one more challenge should be enough to do it. But this one will not be a normal match. Accept the challenge and learn the stipulation. Hollywood and Brick. Listen, Bob, you and some other people seem to think we were disrespectful last week. Well, Maybe we will. Maybe we were. And we'd like to ask for that person who feels disrespected to join us after our match. As we go Hollywood, with Brick Phantasma. And Beautiful Babbitt appears. Teddy and Joey. Listen, Babbitt. If you felt disrespected last week, it's because you can't accept the truth. You chose to associate yourself with who you chose to associate yourself with. And the fact of the matter is, we are the real men. They're not. Throw Angus MacLeod in here. Be busy with Kronos tonight, but Alex, I wanted you to know that you need to watch your back. Because if you let your mouth talk for you, you're gonna get yourself into trouble. I'll keep an eye on you, but I can only do so much. Mighty Thor appears following the match as the only member Ares Titans to not challenge Mickey Star. And now we are dead even in every sense of the imagination. 125 minutes, 125 minutes, 65, 65. We are even in every sense of the word. Mayhem Midden gets on the show, and then we move to an interesting segment. And my point earlier, my point from earlier, Sergeant Dillinger Well, we had private punishment, and chaos, and these two haven't really been used. They haven't really spent any time on television. And the fact of the matter is, I chose to get him on TV by bringing in Sergeant Dillinger and having somebody have the opportunity to show a different side of these two guys and maybe develop some sort of an angle to get, because these two are going to be under contract for the foreseeable future, so might as well do what I can to get them to show a little bit more depth. Unfortunately, it didn't go well. The All-Star team are back on as Maxwell and Ken are two guys that haven't really been used. Frank Rock is the guy, my go-to as the singles guy, but these two get a tag team win. And then we move to the continued rivalry between Burt and the All-Star team. Reed Sanford calls out Powerhouse Patterson as Reed Sanford is begging Powerhouse Patterson, who was a heel last year. He turned heel last year to feud with Mickey Starr, to go against Mickey Starr, but realized he made a mistake and then flipped, went back to the good side, found the light, and Reed Sanford is basically like, I like the sound of my own voice, but when somebody comes out and challenges me and doesn't actually challenge me, it makes you wonder who the coward actually is. Pangrazio, Mr. Ritchie is back in one of his few matches since losing the United States Championship. But Ritchie, who is somebody that I'm pushing, and it's nice to see that I'm pushing somebody other than Blackjack and Ace McQueen. But Ritchie basically says he still doesn't, because if you missed it, when Ritchie lost the United States title, he basically told his dad earlier, basically what caused him to lose was miscommunication between him and Frank Rock. So sort of, maybe Ritchie blamed the All-Star team for the loss, and he hasn't been seen in the same presence of his father since the loss a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago. Blackjack gets a match in, and Blackjack and Ace McQueen continue to be the best segment on the show as they accept the challenge for Streets of Rage. Aries Titans, and for the first time, Hagar and Aries actually team up. Hagar is definitely one of the best in-ring competitors we have in Supreme. Gone Hollywood, we saw this segment earlier, or we went through this segment earlier. It's been a heel-heavy show, I gotta say. It's been a heel-heavy show. But we got something going on now with Blazing Flames and Gone Hollywood. But it's also the fact that now, in my opinion, we're going to start seeing more of Team Supreme or Team Supreme together, because I got some ideas, and it's going to go harken back to what we started earlier with the Army guys, that we're going to do some trio stuff. But also, we're going to develop some stuff with Team Supreme. Angus McLeod actually gets a victory over Perry Fink. I like Angus McLeod, but at the same time, I don't. Mickey Starr, I have plans for Alex Pierce, because I will say, and I will credit this to somebody who left a comment on one of the earlier videos. I will credit it to somebody who left a comment on one of the earlier videos, which I'm actually going to look it up now, that basically the suggestion that the person made was one of my favorites in NXT. That the suggestion that somebody made on let's see. I think it was one of the earlier Supreme Wrestling videos. Basically, they suggested it was Sunny Peace 4948. Credit to them, and thank you to them for suggesting it, basically looking at people's bios. And because of looking at Alex Pierce's bio, number one, he got signed, and number two, the initial plan for Alex Pierce got scrapped because I didn't realize he can't work together with Rampage because they hate each other. The reason why I picked Mickey Starr and putting him in with Mickey Starr, you will see as things develop. But Mickey Starr main evented again. Surprisingly, I don't know if Hagar, I would assume Hagar did as well as he did because he was teaming with Aries, but I'm not 100% sure. But if it is anything else, then there's no doubting that Mickey Starr is the top star in the company. But I am also interested in Mickey Starr doing stuff with Thor because, you know, it's worth it. Because Thor is somebody also, much like Alex Pierce and much like Richie Pangrazio, it keeps things coming and it will keep Supreme Wrestling strong, having guys that are barely old enough to drink hitting the top of the card and, you know, being groomed by the world champion to move forward and hit a different level. Or being groomed by the establishment and put over by the establishment, like Mickey Starr, Hagar, and Aries, and getting them in a different position to push them up the card. Yes, Pangrazio is the only one in the position that he's in. By that I mean he's the only one in the position of mid-card. Mickey Starr, Mighty Thor and Alex Pierce are not in the position of world champion, in the main event, but Thor is in a special case because of Aries and Hagar, that he's boxing with the best. Or we're teasing the best, but I'm doing my best to slow my roll and not jump right in, if that makes sense, and tease things as time goes forward, rather than jump in and push to make things happen. But with that being said, if you like what I'm doing and if you like my plan and potential direction for Supreme, let me know down in the comment section below. But also, if you have any suggestions or any advice to further allow me to book how you would in the 1970s, slow and with reason, let me know down in the comment section below. As yes, I am still pacing myself, number one, and you can see that by the booking, but I am still learning as I go. With that being said, though, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next one.